guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Petersburg because guess what? I got a special luxury performance SUV for you. It's this one right here. This is a new, for 2022, Range Rover Sport SVR Ultimate Edition. But before we get into the supercharged V8 goodness of an SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Range Rover. It is the premium brand of that iconic car company that comes from England, Land Rover. So when you see a Range Rover, you know you're gonna get the utmost in premium luxury, style, and of course, performance. Now, Land Rover really cut its teeth on severe off-roading. What a lot of people don't understand is that Land Rover not only off-roads, but they also bring a lot of other performance as well. Now for 2022, they wanted to have a special edition because we're getting to the end of the line here with these supercharged SVR beasts from Range Rover. So what they want to do is they wanted to really make it the biggest they could when it comes to luxury and performance, so that's why they're calling it the Ultimate Edition. There are 3 color choices. We have Marl Gray, there's also a blue and a black, all of them with the 2-tone setup and all of them with supercharged V8 performance and extra style. So what I want to find out is there's a lot of competition from BMW, Mercedes-AMG, and of course Audi. Has Range Rover done enough to the Sport SVR to make this the king of those performance luxury SUVs? Let's go ahead, dive into our Sport SVR Ultimate and find out. Right off the bat, the color. This Marl Gray, it reminds me of that color known as chalk or Nardo Gray from Porsche and Audi. One thing that's different, they dump a ton of metallic flake into it to help really illuminate the paint color, sparkles like a diamond in the Florida sun. Of course, when we're looking at the front end, you're getting that unique Range Rover look and some extra width with the fender flares. Now you'll notice on our LED headlights, daytime running lamps and turn signals, they do a great job. Like I said, this thing going down the road, you know it's not one of those German Euro brands. Very, very unique and intricate detail. Working our way down, you have this basketball size opening, full corner vent with a massive heat exchanger on both sides. So that's gonna help bring nice cool air. You do have a little bit of gloss black, nothing too heavy, but full functionality. And then along the bottom, you have an extra lip area for the front fascia to give it extra aerodynamic efficiency, but also help with the look. And like I said, that fender flare is looking pretty sick on our Marl Gray. Now, as we come across the front, that iconic Range Rover, Land Rover setup, so you're gonna get your unique grille, gloss black, full open and functionality. We got the Land Rover badge with British Racing Green all around it. And then specific to this Ultimate Edition, you're gonna get Fuji white lettering. The Range Rover badge across the front of the hood. I love the nice textured black area in the center, but they call this Fuji white, helps it pop right off the front of the vehicle. Not my favorite. I do zonk these badges because I wish they would sink the letters into the hood, but it really pops right off just with that color. Now, working your way down, you are gonna get the SVR badge. Remember, SVO, Special Vehicle Operations, brings all the supercharged goodness, and R means we have all the performance, including brake cooling ducts, more functionality in the lower portion, and then more of that Marl Gray. Really looks aggressive for a large SUV. Now, when we get up onto the hood, or the bonnet, I should say, this is full carbon fiber. So even though ours is painted, carbon fiber hood to help cut weight. You got these massive heat extractors to drag the hot air from underneath the bonnet, and I love the way form follows function. Look at the way they kind of drop down into both areas, gives it a nice aggressive look. Now, when we come around the bend, this particular one has some optional wheels. Forgiato wheels, the Forgiato Flow wheels. These are 24-inch wheels, multi-spoke design, gloss black. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what kind of tire, what kind of rubber band do we have wrapped around these Forgiatos? You're looking at $295 on the width and a slim trim 30 series sidewall. Absolutely stunning. Standard wheel is going to be 22 inches. This is 24 inches. What I like about the wheel, it really shows off the massive 6-piston Brembo calipers with the Land Rover badging on it. You can even see the suspension bits through the wheel, which is really wild. And then up top, we do have our upper control arm, and of course, the air ride suspension and adaptive suspension, all 4 corners that makes this Sport SVR Ultimate perform like no other luxury performance SUV. But as we come down the side, that fender flare, you are gonna get this fake fender vent, which I am gonna zonk, but I do like the way they bring the Fuji white, matches nicely with the letters. You got gloss black on the mirror caps, and then we have Nordic black painted roof, that nice two-tone style, color matched on the door handles. Love the way the flared fender goes into this lower area of a sill, which is kind of flared out. And then you're gonna get your traditional nice flat roof line. What's great about that is that it gives perfect amount of passenger headspace for all 4 seats, or should I say 5 seats in this beast. Now, as we work our way towards the rear, massive roof spoiler coming off the back to give us nice downforce and also style. And then when we wrap it out back, you're getting your Range Rover badging, just like up front with the Fuji white. You can see how they hide the wiper. This is what I always try to point out. I like the way they hide the wiper, the rear glass wiper. And then just look at that spoiler. Really, really aggressive on the back end. And then working our way down, they did a great job, just like up front, full LED lighting coming across. You drop all the way to the ground level, and I'm loving the exhaust. Quad exhaust tips on both sides. Love the way it's got the divider in the center. Nice polished stainless steel. I wish that it was titanium. I think that would look even killer, more killer than what these look. And then of course, you have your full towing capability. Yes, you could tow with this performance SUV. But why don't we go ahead, speaking of performance, let's pop the hood because we got an SVR and see what's powering it. All right guys, we got the bonnet open. You do have hydraulic hood struts. Underneath the bonnet, you can see the bare carbon fiber. Absolutely drop dead sexy. And then working your way down, somebody spilled a bucket of carbon fiber all over this engine cover. Absolutely just so perfect that you could pop the hood at a car show and people's jaws are gonna drop. You got the supercharged badging, SVR logo, and then of course, like I said, we have our air suspension with the adaptive dampers and the bracing to tie in the firewall to the strut mounts to really allow you to stiffen up the front end. But let's talk about performance, shall we? You're looking at the end of the line. This is it for the 5-liter supercharged V8. On this bad boy, it's pumping out 575 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. We got all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds flat. Top speed, almost 180 miles an hour. Here's the crazy news. You can actually tow 7,716 pounds with this SUV. And if you're wondering about weight, it weighs 5,564 pounds. But like I said, this is an SUV you could take to a Cars and Coffee event and really get people's eyes to pop out of their heads with amazement and their minds blown out of their ear holes. But why don't we go ahead, speaking of ear holes, let's have a little bit of an eargasm and fire up this Range Rover Sport SVR Ultimate Edition. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Range Rover Sport SVR Ultimate Edition. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, this SUV is out of control with the power, with the style. What about the price? So MSRP starting is $141,000 for these. let's see how this compares with the competition to the door panels. Love on the Ultimate, the specific color combination. You're gonna get that nice gray white leather material, super soft, with the Meridian sound system, and of course carbon fiber around the switch gear, the leather, and even more carbon fiber in the center portion of the door panel, and then a nice large pocket down below. Easily get 6 scones, maybe some cranberry, maybe some blueberry, and then a nice fresh cup of Earl Grey tea. Going from the door panel to the dash, more of that off-white soft touch material, leather up top. You got the SVR badge to greet your passenger, let you know that this thing has the performance, even carbon fiber around the AC vents. Absolutely stunning. Now, when you get to the center stack, this is all the same tech that we've shown you in other Range Rover videos. So I'm gonna keep it a little quicker, but just let you know it's the Pivi Pro system. Speaking of Pivi, you could actually pivot the screen. And it's real simple to do with your screen angle. 1, 2, 3. You see how nice that is to do. And then you go back, and then we could go right back to home, and that's gonna bring up our other systems. So obviously I had to X out of that. So make sure you hit the X, because X marks the spot. You got your navigation, and then you also have cameras. You got your 360. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into reverse. There's our backup camera. That should be larger. I am gonna zonk that. Nice resolution, just not very large. Put it back in the park. Working your way down, this is where you got your AC controls. Now you have some on the screen, and then of course the knobs, which you could actually change what they do. So I could do temp, I could do blower fan, or watch this. You push, now I'm adjusting seats, seat heater, and also ventilated seats as well, which is great. And then when it comes to vehicle settings, all the different modes. Right now we're in dynamic. If you want to go off-roading, it's real simple. You just hit that specific for your grass, gravel, snow. We could keep going through all the different modes. And what's nice is it actually tells you what is happening with the vehicle. So we even got a sand program. You could pick up your seats, everything all done nicely within this piece of technology. This guy right here is gonna shift your ZF 8-speed automatic. We got tons of carbon fiber. Somebody spilled carbon fiber all over the place. If you don't want to touch the screen, you could actually go through the modes with the twist knob here. So we could go back to dynamic. That's where we're gonna be staying for our on-throttle drive. And then what's cool is you could actually get it out of the way by just pushing it down. Open it up, 2 cup holders. You got your SV logo on your key fob. Spin it around, standard buttons. Close that up because I want to look at the carbon fiber. Look how beautiful that is. Nice and soft with the stitching. Open this up. We got our USB-A's. You got your 12 volt, and then we got a refrigerator. So you could actually keep your Twinkies nice and cool. You could easily put, I would say, 8 Twinkies in there, maybe 9. Just be careful. You don't want to bust cream all over this beautiful interior. And then you can shut off. And then the seats, one-piece race-style seats. 1-piece back with the SVR badging, the great stitching, bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. I got plenty of room in here. I mean, you're swimming in space, and we got this wonderful panoramic sunroof, one-touch operation. Makes it real simple. But why don't you come over here to the business end, because I got some leather and carbon fiber I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, here we are, business time. I want to show you, first of all, you got 3 memory seat settings for the driver's seat and the passenger seat. Plus there's this nice hidden compartment with felt lining. So you know that little award that you got back in 8th grade for winning the spelling bee? You could keep that trophy in there and it's not gonna get all scratched, and then you could kind of reminisce whenever you're feeling sad, or maybe you want to show it off and say, hey, I was a winner. Sitting in this seat, you're gonna feel like a winner, because what's gonna welcome you is this nice aluminum sill plate with the Ultimate Edition name. There's a little bit of shipping film on it that they don't want to peel off because they don't want this to get all scratched, but it lights up Ultimate Edition. We do have a nice pedal box with aluminum throttle and brake pedal. I just wish this was aluminum, the dead pedal, and I wish they made it the whole width of the carpet. What is the point of having it here? And what happens if you put your foot here? Now you're gonna rip up the carpet. So I am gonna zonk that. But one thing I'm not gonna zonk is you got 18-way adjustable seats. You could really get this to form fit to your body, and I love the seats. The bolstering is not too intense. Highly recommend you sitting in this Ultimate Edition to see how you feel about it, but I got plenty of headroom. Let me show you some of the cool tech. Now, when you're in dynamic setting, you could actually see how the factory has everything set up, or you could go to my setup and actually tune it specifically to you. We're gonna leave it in full factory setup. That's gonna put dynamic on everything. Steering wheel, definitely dynamic. Love the black leather, the carbon fiber with the SVR logo, nice light color on the sides, and then you're gonna get this unique black anodized paddles that's unique to the Ultimate Edition, along with the trim. They are metal, and you could go up and down that 8-speed automatic. You do have the great stitching, the Range Rover name, and then that massive digital display that gives you all the important information that you could ever want. One thing that's surprising is that there's no head-up display. So that's a little bit of a head scratcher why there's no head-up display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see where your passengers are gonna be holding on for dear life as you go on throttle in your Range Rover. All right, guys, come on back to the Ultimate Edition. Passengers get carbon fiber too on the door panels, around the switch gear, of course, the massive Meridian sound system. Now, when you come into the interior, they're gonna be greeted to the same sexy seats, and I love the way they make it look like a one-piece race back seat, even for the back seat passengers. Now, there's no pockets on the backs of the seats, but really, you should be bringing minimal amount of things in here to eat, because I don't want you messing up this beautiful interior. You got an awesome command center. Now, one thing I want to point out, do not put any Twinkies here. You may want to put one, but what happens is when you open this up, it's going to squish the Twinkies. So don't put one here. You got plenty of carbon fiber though to stare at. Your AC vents, heated and ventilated seats, and all your AC controls, easy to get to. So there's your nice ventilated seats. And you push it again, we're right back to where we started. You could adjust your blower fan all by the touch of your finger. You got 12 volts, USB-Cs, and we got a home, which it doesn't stay up, but you got a home power source down there. Then it closes up. I got plenty of room back here. 6 feet tall. Like I told you, that flat roof line, even with the panoramic sunroof. You got AC vents up high as well, which is great. That's gonna be real awesome for you to be able to open and close all with the little wheel right here. And then we even got our armrest. Now I am gonna zonk it because there's not much rest for your arm here. It's more of like a glorified cup holder, but you do have your auxiliary Twinkie net back here. You can put one Twinkie for the emergencies. I just wish they gave you a little bit more real estate to rest your arm. And it's not very soft. It kind of feels like a scone, a British scone, has been sitting out in the sun for about a month. So just something to think about. But like I said, this car is not about the eating, it's about the on throttle. But before we get to that, let's check out the cargo area and see if we could haul the mail in this SVR. All right, guys, time to get into the cargo area of the Ultimate. Looking for the button, there it is. Pops up, nice, smooth, electric assist, of course. What's great is you're gonna get plenty of space from bottom to top to the inside headliner area for just about whatever you need. You could get at least, I would say, 70 or 80 boxes of Twinkies back here. You do have a 12 volt when you need to fire up your 12 volt grill to grill some Twinkies, and then you could actually raise and lower the back of this Range Rover Sport SVR Ultimate right from those little buttons. But I like the usable space, but you know what? It's not about the space, it's about the on throttle acceleration. Let's see how ultimate this Range Rover really is. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Range Rover Sport SVR Ultimate Edition. This vehicle really is all about the fine touches, and everywhere you look, there's a ton of fine touches. I have it in dynamic mode, which remember is that sport mode when you're looking at Land Rovers, Range Rovers, and even Jaguars. But let's go on throttle, shall we? 1, 2, 3, on throttle, here we go. Golly! The shifts with that ZF 8-speed automatic are so quick, so smooth, and you saw how it pinned me to the back of these amazing performance seats. The leather, the bolstering, they're actually quite comfortable, to be honest with you. And then, of course, you got the great drivability of this vehicle. Everything well within reach. The infotainment system with the Pivi Pro. You got the larger TFT display with anything that you want, whether it's seats, AC controls, heated seats, ventilated seats, and that great V8 sound. The only thing that's missing is some more supercharger whine. It's there, it's just it's super subtle. It might be super subtle as well, but I guess that's more the personality of the Range Rover compared to, say, a Durango Hellcat. But, here we go. Drops down and we are off. Those massive 6-piston Brembos allow you to just get right down to the speed that you need to make a corner or to slow down for traffic. And just really nice balance. Of course, with the air ride suspension, you put it in that lower setting for when you're in dynamic mode and you're driving on the street. But it's quite incredible because I thought with those rubber band 30 series tires on those Ford Giotto wheels, this thing would ride really rough. It does not. It's actually quite comfortable and quiet in here. That's another thing. The sound deadening material, the thickness of the glass, the metal paddles, those black anodized paddles. And I'm not really a lighter color interior type of guy, but I'm digging the setup in here. It really stands out nicely, especially with that sparkly gray finish that we have. But I'm telling you right now, the best part of this whole deal is that supercharged V8. And the days are numbered, guys and girls. They're numbered. And 575 horsepower is nothing to laugh about, that's for sure. I think for me, what I would have liked to have seen is a little bit more carbon fiber. I know this isn't the carbon edition, which we did that one as well from Jaguar Land Rover St. Petersburg, but just a little bit more carbon fiber on the outside I think would have looked killer. But definitely, they got the performance and they got the luxury. I feel like James Bond in here. Shaken, not stirred, on throttle. On throttle, look at that, just grips. Now you're hearing the whine a little bit from that supercharger. Unfreaking believable what this SUV is capable of. That's what's so mind-blowing about it. Bunch of vultures in the road. Gotta watch out for those vultures. Crazy. A nice and smooth throttle response. Obviously, with the Ford Giotto wheels, you're not gonna want to take this off-roading, so I would just leave it in dynamic mode. I think most of the time you're gonna see this probably crawl in a mall parking lot, or maybe on Rodeo Drive or something like that. Visibility is great in these things, and I don't know, you just feel like $1 million in them, that's for sure. But nice, smooth shifting transmission. I like the balance on the wheel. Nice thickness to it. And then of course the sound. I mean, the sound is what really is part of the whole deal. You could see the heat extractors on the bonnet, that carbon fiber bonnet. On throttle, here we go. Sticks and grips, no slip. And it just gets louder and louder and louder, and I love it. I love it. It has tons of personality, tons of character, and a sexy color. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel about what the Ultimate Edition is all about with this Sport SVR. We're gonna get back to Jaguar Land Rover and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one heck of an ultimate kind of day here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Petersburg. I definitely gotta thank Miro, Jeff, and the rest of the crew getting us access to their very first 2022 Range Rover Sport SVR Ultimate Edition. Let me know what you think. Does Range Rover have the perfect recipe at the end of the line for this supercharged beast? Is it the king of luxury performance SUVs? Let me know what you think. Let me know if you don't think that this is the king, Which one is the king to you? Put it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it up to the ultimate camera person in the world, in the whole galaxy and universe. Show Lori some love down in that comment section. Thank you, Lori, for your hard work, dedication, and just for being you. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.